What's up? Brandon Northwick here. And I'm in front of you today because we are going to talk about how to set the right intention every single time that you go to visit a poker game. Okay, now every single session that we sit down to, it's all different. Let's be honest. They have different minds that come together, different times of days that are feeling different emotions. You can never, ever be in the same spot, the exact same spot in any poker situation ever. It's like finding the exact same star in the sky or finding two similar snowflakes. It's never gonna happen, okay? So what we want to talk about today was setting the right intention for your game so that you could go there, play at your peak, play at your best for the most amount of time. Okay, because if you are accustomed to the game, you've been playing for quite a while, you know that there's certain hours that you're good at and there's certain hours that you're not so good at. Some people love to, like, you may love to play in the morning, but then the person next to you might love to play at night. Okay, you might love to play during the first of the month, not the last of the month, just because of the way that the schedule plays out, or just because of the trends that you've seen in your area of playing. Now, I've done a lot of research when I was playing full time. I'm talking when I was hitting up 40 to 60 hours a week, if not 80 hours a week. I was out there and I would put together logs, okay, for what I would do. And I put these logs together because for a few reasons. One, to help me keep track. Okay, to help me know where I was at, what I was doing, who I was playing against, and things like that. Two, to build up a trend report so that I knew exactly at what time of day did I play my best and at what casinos at what time of day did I play my best. Now, living out here in Las Vegas, we have a plethora of casinos to choose from. Some of them are terrible. Terrible. I'm not going to name names of the bad ones, but I will highlight the good ones. And you want to stick with the Venetian, you want to stick with Aria, you want to stick with the Bellagio. Okay, now those are three of my favorites. Okay, now you can have your own, and I'd love to hear from you about that. I'd love to start up a conversation. But out here in Las Vegas, there's so many of them to choose from, and you could go with the ones that I've just recommended, or you can go with ones with softer fields, ones that don't have the big limits. There's some places that you might just feel more comfortable with. I know that for a long time, I felt very comfortable at the local casinos, like Red Rock and Santa Fe, if you're familiar with those. And those didn't have any 5-10 games running. Those didn't have any of the mixed games going. They had, just people who were there to socialize. There weren't any real players there. And sometimes that's where you want to go. Sometimes that's where the most money is at, or sometimes that's where you just want to go to have fun. But today, even if you were there just to have fun, you want to set an intention behind your session. But we're talking mainly to those right now who are taking this as serious as can be and are going to the table so that they can really take as much from these people as possible, because that's what we're there for. We're there to win money, make money, earn money, take money, outsmart people to get their money. That's what we're there for. So today I wanted to give you 3 things that are going to help you set the right intention so that every time you go to the game, you're going to be good to go. So the first one you want to have is let me say this now, is a good frame of mind. You want to have a positive mental attitude. Now, for you grumpy people out there that are watching this, there's a way to turn that around and use that positive energy into your game so that you could actually make more money. Okay? Now, this is not some fairy tale kind of higher up kind of stuff that I'm talking to you about. This is actually using a positive energy, a positive attitude to help you create more money. Now, how do you do that? A certain way is to look at the way that you view others at the table and look at the way you view the money that you're making. If you feel bad about winning money from others, you've got to change that, because that's a negative attitude, and change that to a positive attitude where you could look at it as where the money that you are going to make can be used for good. Okay, it could be used to pay the bills, be good for charity, be good for whatever it is that you're going to use that money for to help you build a stronger belief behind that. That's going to get you to look at that as a positive sense, okay? And then maybe you have, an outlook on the people that are at the table. Maybe you think that these people that are all with you and that always attend the tables are just gambling degenerates and you just hate being around those people, but you like the money that they give you. Well, if you've been seeing solid results in your game, if you were to change your mentality and shift that just a little bit to where, well, a lot of it, but if you shift it, right, and just get that little momentum going to where you can start seeing the joy in people who might not think like you, dress like you, be like you, but, still enjoy the game as much as you. If you could start looking at them as a joy to be around, as you could look at them as just equals to you, and, things like that, that's going to get you to love those people that are there at the table, and it's going to get you to have a better outlook on the game, which that energy, my friend, is going to get you to make more money. Okay, it's worked for me. It's worked for plenty of other people. That's why I'm sharing it with you today. It's because it's really powerful to take that positive energy and put that into your game. Okay, so that's the first one, is positive mental attitude. Okay, frame of mind. The second one is knowing your hourly goal or your money goal, whichever one comes first. Now, for me personally, I've heard mixed reviews about this from pros, but when I was playing, as like the 40 to 60 hours, right? Because right now I'm only playing about probably 15 to 20 hours a week. But when I was playing, I'm talking like grinding it, okay? I always would make sure to take time before I sat down at the session to let myself know how much time would I give to this session, or how much money would I get up, how much money would it take for me to get up and walk away? Okay, because I would always go there with a preset amount of, 2 bullets, 3 bullets, whatever it was for me to have as my buy-in. But when do you know when to get up? How do you know when to walk away from a poker table? And that's a lot of people's problem, is not knowing when to get up. You're up, say, you buy into a 2-5 game, you buy in with $1,000, you're up to, say $2,500 or $3,000, okay? You're up to $3,000. Now, you're up $2,000. When are you going to get up and walk away? Now, for some people, those are different numbers for everybody. I'm not saying that $2,000 is enough to get up and walk away if your daily goal is $5,000. Okay, but what I am saying is if your daily goal is 1,000, you're up 2, okay? Don't look at that extra 1,000 as a padding that you can lose. Okay, get up, you've hit your mark, you've actually doubled your mark. Get up and call it a win for the day. That's how you succeed in this game of poker. Because if you sit there and unless you play, nothing but the nuts, which is very boring, and it's not even going to get you paid that much, so your rate of your return is not going to be as much as it could be if you opened up your game and actually played the game of poker, right? But if you do that, now you're risking your profits that, you aren't guaranteed tomorrow. So you've done doubled what you were what you were set out to get. And now you're able to go home with a happy smile on your face and say, you know what, I'll be back tomorrow because I've hit my goal, I've doubled my goal, I've done everything that I needed to do. The money goal or the hourly goal. So a lot of people who I've noticed and talked with, they don't really take into consideration that they have peak times. Me personally, my like solid frame was about 4 hours. Now I could go and take some breaks. Okay, go take like an hour break, 2-hour break, and then recoup that energy and then get myself back into a positive 4-hour block. But I knew that that 4-hour block was my block. I knew that when I sat down, from the moment I sat down to 4 hours in, I was gonna play I was gonna play top. I'm talking like the best of my game. And I wouldn't be tired, I would be sharp, I'd be picking up on reads, I'd be following through with my reads, I'd be doing everything that I wanted to do. And then I noticed that at about the 4-hour mark, I started to dip down, maybe, lean back in my chair, get a little tired, get a little distracted by the TVs that are playing in the room, and things like that. So when I noticed that, and it took me a little bit, when I noticed that, I realized, okay, well, I've got to get up from the table at that time, go get some lunch, maybe go make a phone call, go kind of regather my energy and my thoughts. That's what I figured out I need to do. And it's going to be different for everybody. But that's why you've got to take time, okay? You've got to take time to figure out what your hourly goal is. And that's what I mean by that. The third and final thing is be willing to reflect on your session after you're done. Do not just give it up to, well, that's poker, and say that and walk away thinking I'm going to do the same thing next time. Because you will. And it's going to end up with the same result, unfortunately. And that's why I encourage you to take time after each session, write down everything that you went through, as much as you can remember, the big hands, the small hands, and go over those in the future, okay? Because as you're writing them down, it's going to get set into your mind that what you just went through, okay? Instead of you just passing it down, letting it fall by the wayside, you will be able to retain that knowledge a lot more. When you retain that knowledge, you'll make different choices in the future, which will result in more money for you. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You don't want to keep doing the same things over and over again and then wondering why you're not making any money or why you're not as successful in poker as you'd like. Anybody taking their game to that next level does this. Anybody who is a professional does this. And just to prove a point, okay, you've seen Gus Hansen's book, right? I'm sure you have. Gus Hansen has a book out right now if you haven't seen it or read it. And it is literally a manifest of him going through a whole tournament. Each hand that he was involved in, his decision process, what he did, why he did it. And that wasn't just like a whim of his to go and say, I'm going to do this. It was him proving a point to people saying, this is how powerful it is to run back and replay these hands in your head after you get done. Okay, so Thanks for watching this, you know, it's almost 10 minutes, but thanks for watching this video today, guys. I know that this is going to help you take your game to that next level. And if you are already seeing success, this should help you bring it to even a higher level. Okay, because set your intentions to where you know how much you want to win. You know that you're there to win money. Okay, that's another thing, is setting your intentions to where you know that you're going to be there to win. You're not there to socialize. You're not there to make friends. Even though you might talk to people to kind of get inside their brain and figure out how they work and see if they're liars or see how they react to when they're lying and things like that. But you do not want to be there to socialize. You're there to literally take their money and quote unquote kill everyone. Okay, that's what you want to do over there. And so that's why we have decided, or that's why I decided to put this together for you guys to help you take this to the next level. So I hope you found value from today. Go ahead and shoot me some comments below, like and share this if you can, and I will see you on the next video, guys. Take care.